Johann Strauss II, the Waltz King, ruled the ballrooms of 19th century Vienna. His waltzes, vibrant and enchanting, captured the spirit of an era. Strauss's music transported listeners to a realm of elegance and grandeur. His legacy extends far beyond the gilded ballrooms of his time. Strauss's music continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. It evokes a sense of timeless romance and sophistication. Strauss's life was a whirlwind of musical creativity and societal acclaim. Born into a family of musicians, he seemed destined to follow in their footsteps. However, he carved his own path, becoming even more renowned than his father. This essay delves into the life and legacy of Johann Strauss II, exploring his profound impact on the world of music. From his early days in Vienna to his international fame, we will trace his extraordinary journey. We will explore the creation of his most beloved waltzes and the anecdotes that defined his life. Join us as we celebrate the music and legacy of the Waltz King. Vienna in the 19th century pulsed with the rhythm of the waltz. This elegant dance form became synonymous with the city's cultural identity. Johann Strauss II, with his innate understanding of melody and rhythm, became intrinsically linked to this Viennese tradition. His waltzes captured the essence of the city, its grandeur, romance, and joie de vivre. Strauss's music provided the soundtrack to countless balls and social gatherings. The swirling melodies and infectious rhythms captivated all who listened. His waltzes transcended mere musical compositions. They became cultural artifacts, reflecting the spirit and elegance of a bygone era. But Strauss's impact went beyond the ballrooms. His music seeped into the very fabric of Viennese society. His melodies could be heard in the streets, cafes, and homes of Vienna. Strauss's music created a shared cultural experience, uniting people from all walks of life. While Strauss's music evokes images of opulent ballrooms and swirling gowns, his legacy runs deeper. His compositions were not merely light entertainment for the elite. They possessed a depth of emotion and musical complexity that transcended their social context. Strauss's genius lay in his ability to infuse seemingly simple dance tunes with profound musicality. He was a master of orchestration, creating rich and nuanced soundscapes. Strauss's waltzes were meticulously crafted, showcasing his understanding of musical form and structure. His use of dynamics, tempo changes, and instrumentation added layers of complexity to his compositions. Beyond the catchy melodies, there was a depth of emotion in his music. Joy, melancholy, and nostalgia found expression in his waltzes. Strauss's music possessed a timeless quality that resonated with people from all walks of life. He captured the essence of the human experience within the framework of the waltz. Johann Strauss II's legacy is etched in the annals of music history. He elevated the waltz from a simple dance form to a high art. His contributions to classical music are undeniable. Strauss's influence can be heard in the works of later composers who drew inspiration from his innovative approach to orchestration and melody. His music continues to enchant audiences worldwide. From Vienna to Tokyo, the Blue Danube remains a beloved classic. Performances of his operettas, such as Die Fledermaus, continue to delight theatergoers. Strauss's melodies have found their way into films, television shows, and countless other media. The enduring appeal of his music speaks to its timeless quality. Strauss's ability to capture the essence of human emotion, coupled with his masterful compositions, ensures his place in the pantheon of great composers. His legacy is one of joy, elegance, and musical innovation. Johann Strauss II entered the world on October 25, 1825. Vienna, the city of music, became his cradle. He was born into a family already renowned for its waltzes and polkas. His father, Johann Strauss I, was a celebrated musician. He had already captivated Vienna with his lively dance tunes. The young Strauss grew up surrounded by music. His home was filled with the sounds of violins, trumpets, and the rhythmic pulse of the waltz. From an early age, Strauss exhibited a natural affinity for music. He absorbed the melodies and rhythms that permeated his childhood. The young Strauss was drawn to the piano. He would spend hours experimenting with tunes. His parents recognized his talent. Although initially hesitant about a musical career for their son, they provided him with a formal musical education. Strauss's talent blossomed under the tutelage of renowned instructors. He learned to play the violin, viola, and various other instruments. While music filled his childhood, it wasn't all harmonious. His father, a formidable figure in the Viennese music scene, cast a long shadow. Johann Strauss I had ambitions for his son, but not in music. He envisioned a more stable and respectable profession for young Johann. He was determined to steer his son towards a career in banking. However, the allure of music proved too strong to resist. The younger Strauss was determined to follow his passion. This led to a rift between father and son. Despite his father's disapproval, Strauss continued to hone his musical skills in secret. He took lessons clandestinely and formed a small orchestra of his own. His rebellious pursuit of music fueled his ambition. He was determined to prove himself, not only to his father, but to the world. He yearned to establish his own musical identity. The stage was set for a remarkable career that would surpass even his father's fame. Defying his father's wishes, Strauss secured his first public performance at the age of 19. The venue was Dollmeyer's Casino, a popular entertainment establishment in Vienna. His debut performance in 1844 marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. The concert was a resounding success. Strauss's youthful energy and fresh musical ideas captivated the audience. His music, infused with a vibrancy that echoed his own spirit, quickly gained popularity. Vienna embraced the young Strauss as a rising star. His waltzes, imbued with an infectious energy and innovative flair, stood out from his father's more traditional style. This early success fueled his ambition. He began to compose prolifically. Strauss's reputation as a talented composer and conductor spread rapidly throughout Vienna. He received numerous invitations to perform at balls, concerts, and private events. The young Strauss was on his way to becoming a household name. As his fame grew, so did his orchestra. He attracted some of Vienna's finest musicians. Strauss, with his natural charisma and precise conducting, molded them into a cohesive unit. His orchestra became renowned for its tight-knit sound and the spirited execution of his compositions. They became known as the Strauss Orchestra. Strauss's early compositions revealed his talent for capturing the essence of Viennese charm and elegance in his music. His waltzes, in particular, possessed a lightness and grace that resonated with the Viennese spirit. He blended traditional waltz forms with his own innovative ideas. He experimented with rhythms, harmonies, and instrumentation. Each new composition showcased his evolving style. He was not content to merely replicate the success of his father. Strauss was determined to forge his own path in the world of music. His early successes were just a prelude to the extraordinary career that lay ahead. Johann Strauss II's fame spread rapidly throughout Vienna. His waltzes, with their infectious melodies and elegant rhythms, captured the hearts of the Viennese people. He became a sought-after composer and conductor. Strauss was invited to perform at the most prestigious events in the city. His popularity soon extended beyond the borders of Austria. Strauss's music traveled across Europe, captivating audiences with its charm and sophistication. His waltzes became the epitome of Viennese elegance and grandeur. Strauss's reputation as the Waltz King began to solidify. He embraced the title, infusing his compositions with even greater energy and innovation. Strauss's orchestra, renowned for its precision and musicality, became synonymous with the Viennese waltz sound. His concerts were highly anticipated events, drawing crowds from all walks of life. Strauss's music transcended social barriers. From the gilded ballrooms of the aristocracy to the humble dance halls of the working class, his waltzes united people in their shared enjoyment of music and dance. In 1867, Johann Strauss II composed what would become his most iconic work, the Blue Danube Waltz. This masterpiece, originally commissioned for a choral society, quickly transcended its humble origins to become an anthem of Vienna and a symbol of Austria itself. The waltz's captivating melody and graceful flow captured the essence of the Danube River, evoking a sense of romance and nostalgia. Its popularity soared, quickly becoming Strauss's most requested piece. The Blue Danube cemented his status as the undisputed Waltz King. The waltz's fame spread like wildfire across Europe and beyond. It became a staple in concert halls and ballrooms worldwide. Its enduring popularity solidified Strauss's place in music history. The Blue Danube transcended mere entertainment. It became a cultural phenomenon, embodying the spirit of Vienna and the romanticism of the 19th century. Even today, over a century after its composition, the Blue Danube Waltz continues to enchant listeners worldwide. Its melody remains instantly recognizable, evoking a sense of timeless beauty and grace. Johann Strauss II's fame was not confined to Vienna or even Europe. He embarked on numerous concert tours that took him to all corners of the globe. Strauss's music captivated audiences in Russia, England, and even America. His tours were met with overwhelming enthusiasm. Strauss's concerts were grand affairs, often attended by royalty and heads of state. His orchestra, meticulously rehearsed and flawlessly executed, brought his waltzes to life with precision and passion. Strauss's international acclaim solidified his status as a global musical icon. He became a cultural ambassador for Austria, his music serving as a bridge between nations. Strauss's tours introduced the world to the beauty and elegance of Viennese waltz music. His music transcended cultural boundaries, resonating with audiences from all walks of life. Strauss's international success paved the way for future generations of musicians to share their music with a global audience. Johann Strauss II's music became synonymous with the spirit of Vienna. His waltzes captured the city's charm, elegance, and joie de vivre. Strauss's music reflected the Viennese love of dance, music, and social gatherings. His waltzes were not merely entertainment, they were an integral part of Viennese culture. Strauss's music provided the soundtrack to countless balls, concerts, and social events. His melodies could be heard wafting from cafes, gardens, and homes throughout the city. Strauss's music helped to create a sense of shared identity and pride among the Viennese people. His waltzes embodied the city's unique blend of sophistication and warmth. Strauss's music continues to be an integral part of Vienna's cultural fabric. Even today, visitors to the city can experience the magic of his music at concerts, balls, and performances throughout Vienna. Strauss's legacy lives on in the heart of the city he helped to define through his music. While Johann Strauss II was renowned for his waltzes, his musical talents extended far beyond the ballroom. He was a prolific composer of operettas, marches, and polkas. Strauss's operettas, such as Die Fledermaus and the Gypsy Baron, were immensely popular. They combined catchy melodies, witty librettos, and lively dance numbers. Strauss's operettas continue to be performed today, delighting audiences with their humor, romance, and musical brilliance. His marches, such as the Radetzky March, became iconic pieces. They were performed at military parades and celebrations. Strauss's marches captured a sense of grandeur and patriotism. His polkas, with their infectious energy and lively rhythms, were equally popular. Strauss's musical versatility cemented his reputation as a master of light music. He left behind a rich and varied musical legacy that continues to entertain and inspire audiences worldwide. The relationship between Johann Strauss II and his father, Johann Strauss I, was complex and often strained. Both were talented musicians, but their rivalry was evident. Despite his father's disapproval, Strauss II persevered, eventually surpassing his father in fame. Their rivalry played out in Vienna's concert halls, each vying for public adoration. Despite the competition, there was a grudging respect between father and son. Johann Strauss II's life was marked by joy and sorrow. In 1862, he married Henrietta Treffs, his muse and confidant. After 17 years, Henrietta died suddenly, leaving Strauss devastated. Strauss eventually found love again with Angelika Dittrich, an actress. Despite tragedies, Strauss continued to compose, drawing on his personal experiences. Johann Strauss II's rise to fame was not without its detractors. Critics dismissed his waltzes as frivolous entertainment. They argued his music lacked the depth of Beethoven and Mozart. Strauss, however, paid little heed to his critics. He believed music could transcend intellectual snobbery. His waltzes became staples of the classical repertoire. The Emperor's Waltz. Johann Strauss II's fame reached the highest echelons of society. He was a favorite of Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria and his court. Strauss's music became synonymous with the grandeur and elegance of the Habsburg Empire. The emperor frequently requested Strauss and his orchestra to perform at imperial balls and celebrations. One particular waltz, the Emperor Waltz, composed in 1889, became inextricably linked to the Habsburg court. The waltz, with its majestic opening and sweeping melodies, perfectly captured the imperial spirit. It was said that the emperor himself requested Strauss to compose a waltz that would reflect the glory of his empire. Strauss, never one to disappoint, rose to the occasion, creating a masterpiece that became a favorite of the Emperor and Empress Elizabeth. The Emperor Waltz was performed at countless state occasions, becoming a symbol of the Habsburg dynasty's power and prestige. The waltz's popularity extended far beyond the imperial court. It became a favorite in ballrooms and concert halls throughout Europe, cementing Strauss's reputation as the Waltz King and solidifying his place as one of the most celebrated composers of his time. A life remembered. Johann Strauss II lived a life filled with music, love, and enduring fame. His waltzes and polkas became synonymous with elegance and grandeur. Despite his success, Strauss remained grounded. He continued to conduct his orchestra with unwavering passion. When he died in 1899, Vienna mourned the loss of its Waltz King. His funeral was attended by thousands. Strauss was laid to rest in Vienna's central cemetery. His music continues to be performed worldwide. The evolution of the waltz. Johann Strauss II inherited the waltz, already a popular dance form, but elevated it to new heights of artistry and sophistication. Before Strauss, the waltz was considered a relatively simple dance, often relegated to the lower classes. It was Strauss who recognized the musical potential of the waltz, transforming it into a vehicle for complex melodies, sophisticated harmonies, and innovative orchestration. He expanded the form, moving beyond the simple three-beat structure to create waltzes with more intricate rhythms and unexpected tempo changes. His waltzes were longer, more elaborate, and possessed a level of musical depth that had previously been absent from the genre. Strauss's waltzes were not merely dance tunes, they were musical narratives, capable of expressing a wide range of emotions, from joy and exuberance to melancholy and nostalgia. He understood the power of dynamics, using crescendos and diminuendos to create dramatic tension and release within the framework of the waltz. His contributions to the evolution of the waltz were profound, transforming it from a simple peasant dance into a sophisticated art form that could hold its own alongside the symphonies and concertos of the classical repertoire. Orchestral Innovations. Johann Strauss II's impact on music extended beyond the waltz. He was a master orchestrator, renowned for his innovative use of instruments. Strauss understood the unique qualities of each instrument. He experimented with different instrumental combinations. His scores were filled with intricate details. Strauss's understanding of orchestral color was unparalleled. A legacy of light music. Johann Strauss II, composer of waltzes, polkas, and marches. His music elevates the human spirit. Strauss's legacy endures. His waltzes and polkas are timeless. Strauss's influence on opera. While best known for his dance music, Johann Strauss II also made significant contributions to the world of opera. His operettas, a lighter form of opera that often incorporated spoken dialogue, were immensely popular in Vienna and throughout Europe. Strauss's operettas, such as Die Fledermaus and the Gypsy Baron, combined catchy melodies, witty librettos, and lively dance numbers. They were full of humor, romance, and social satire, often poking fun at the foibles of the Viennese aristocracy. Strauss's operettas were more than just light entertainment. They showcased his talent for creating memorable characters, crafting engaging storylines, and writing music that was both tuneful and dramatically effective. His operettas influenced a generation of composers, including Franz Lehár and Emmerich Kallmann, who continued to develop the genre in the early 20th century. Strauss's influence can be seen in their use of waltzes and other dance forms within the operatic framework, as well as their ability to create works that were both entertaining and musically sophisticated. Johann Strauss II's music continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. His waltzes evoke a bygone era of elegance and romance. The sheer beauty of his melodies is unforgettable. Strauss's music is filled with joy and exuberance. His waltzes make you want to dance. They transport us to the grand ballrooms of 19th century Vienna, a timeless escape, reminding us of beauty and joy. Johann Strauss II's legacy as the Waltz King remains unchallenged. He took a dance form, charming yet simple in its origins, and elevated it to an art form. Strauss imbued the waltz with a musical sophistication that resonated far beyond the ballrooms of Vienna. His genius lay in his ability to capture the essence of Viennese charm, its elegance and exuberance, and translate it into music that resonated with people from all walks of life. Strauss's waltzes were more than just dance tunes. They were miniature symphonies, each telling a story through their melodies, harmonies, and rhythms. The Blue Danube, his most iconic composition, transcended geographical boundaries to become an unofficial anthem of Austria, a symbol of the nation's cultural identity. Even today, over a century after his death, Strauss's waltzes continue to enchant audiences worldwide. From Vienna's Musikverein, where the Vienna Philharmonic's New Year's concerts invariably feature a selection of Strauss waltzes, to concert halls and ballrooms across the globe, his music continues to evoke a sense of timeless beauty and grace. Johann Strauss II's music is inseparable from the city of Vienna. His waltzes and polkas captured the spirit of the Habsburg era, a time of elegance, grandeur, and a joie de vivre that permeated all levels of society. Strauss's music was the soundtrack to Viennese life, heard not just in the grand ballrooms of the aristocracy, but also in the city's parks, cafes, and homes. Today, Vienna pays homage to its Waltz King in countless ways. Statues and memorials dedicated to Strauss can be found throughout the city, a testament to his enduring legacy. The Johann Strauss apartment, where he lived and composed some of his most famous works, has been transformed into a museum, offering a glimpse into the life and times of the composer. Tourists from around the world flock to Vienna each year to experience the city's rich musical heritage, with Strauss's music forming an integral part of that experience. From concerts and balls to horse-drawn carriage rides through the cobblestone streets of the city center, Strauss's melodies are ever present, a constant reminder of Vienna's musical soul. Beyond the glittering ballrooms, a musical bridge. While Strauss's music is often associated with the opulence and grandeur of Vienna's ballrooms, his legacy extends far beyond those gilded halls. His music transcended social and cultural boundaries, appealing to audiences from all walks of life. Strauss's waltzes and polkas possessed a universal appeal, their melodies and rhythms speaking a language that required no translation. His music has been featured in countless films, television shows, and theatrical productions, introducing new generations to the timeless beauty of his compositions. From the whimsical use of the Blue Danube in Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, to the romantic waltzes that grace the soundtracks of countless Hollywood films, Strauss's music has become an integral part of our collective cultural consciousness. Strauss's ability to connect with audiences on such a profound level is a testament to the enduring power of music to transcend cultural differences and touch the human spirit. Echoes of Strauss inspiring generations. Johann Strauss II's influence on subsequent generations of composers is undeniable. His innovative approach to the waltz, his mastery of orchestration, and his ability to craft music that was both popular and artistically sophisticated left an indelible mark on the world of music. Composers like Franz Lehár and Emmerich Kallmann, who followed in Strauss's footsteps as masters of Viennese operetta, owed a debt to his influence. They adopted his use of waltzes and polkas within their operettas and emulated his ability to create works that were both entertaining and musically sophisticated. Even composers who ventured far beyond the realm of Viennese light music acknowledged Strauss's influence. Dmitri Shostakovich, the great Russian composer of the 20th century, incorporated waltzes into his symphonies and chamber music, often imbuing them with a sense of irony and nostalgia. Strauss's legacy continues to inspire composers today, who find in his music a timeless source of beauty, elegance, and sheer musical ingenuity. A timeless legacy, the music lives on. Johann Strauss II's true legacy lies in the enduring power of his music. His waltzes and polkas continue to enchant and inspire audiences worldwide. His music has transcended time and culture, becoming part of our collective heritage. Strauss's music is characterized by its beauty, elegance, and infectious rhythms. It evokes a range of emotions from joy to nostalgia. His music lifts our spirits and transports us to another time and place. The legacy of Johann Strauss II, the Waltz King, will live on. The strains of a Strauss waltz evoke immediate images. Vienna, in all its 19th century glory, springs to mind. Elegant ballrooms filled with swirling gowns and dashing gentlemen. The gentle lapping of the Danube River against the backdrop of a starlit sky. This was the world of Johann Strauss II, a world he captured and immortalized through his music. His waltzes, polkas, and marches weren't mere dance tunes. They were sonic postcards of a bygone era. They captured the essence of Vienna's charm, its elegance, its exuberance, and its enduring romanticism. Strauss's music became synonymous with the city itself, and to this day, it's impossible to think of one without the other. Traveling to Vienna today, one can still feel the echoes of Strauss's presence. His music fills the air, from street musicians playing his waltzes to the grand concerts held in the city's opulent concert halls. Vienna remembers its Waltz King, preserving his legacy through countless statues, memorials, and museums dedicated to his life and work. While Johann Strauss II will forever be linked to the waltz, his musical legacy extends far beyond a single dance form. He was a prolific composer, penning operettas, marches, polkas, and quadrilles, each showcasing his versatility and mastery of different musical styles. Strauss's operettas, like Die Fledermaus, are still performed worldwide, their witty librettos and sparkling melodies as enchanting today as they were over a century ago. His marches, with their rousing rhythms and triumphant melodies, have become staples of military parades and celebratory events, their energy and grandeur transcending cultural boundaries. Strauss's impact on the world of music is multifaceted. He took existing forms and infused them with his unique blend of Viennese charm, sophistication, and infectious joy, elevating them to new heights of artistry. He understood the power of music to entertain, to uplift, and to create a sense of shared experience, and he wielded that power with masterful precision. What is it about Johann Strauss II's music that continues to resonate with audiences over a century after his death? Perhaps it's the timeless beauty of his melodies, those soaring, unforgettable tunes that seem to linger in the air long after the last note has been played. Perhaps it's the infectious joy that permeates his music, that irresistible urge to tap your feet, to sway to the rhythm, to get up and dance. Or maybe it's the sense of nostalgia that Strauss's music evokes. A longing for a bygone era of elegance and romance, a time when life seemed a little simpler, a little more carefree. Whatever the reason, Strauss's music continues to cast its spell on listeners of all ages and backgrounds. His waltzes, in particular, have become part of our collective musical DNA, instantly recognizable and universally beloved. They are the soundtracks to countless films, television shows, and commercials, their melodies woven into the fabric of our cultural landscape. Johann Strauss II's legacy is ultimately one of joy. He dedicated his life to creating music that would bring happiness to others, and in doing so, he secured a place for himself among the immortals of music history. His waltzes, his polkas, his operettas, they are all testaments to the power of music to uplift the human spirit, to transcend cultural boundaries, and to create moments of pure, unadulterated joy. In a world often characterized by complexity and uncertainty, Strauss's music offers a timeless escape, a reminder that beauty, elegance, and joy can still be found in the simplest of things. A beautiful melody, a graceful waltz, the shared experience of music and dance. As long as people continue to seek out these things, the music of Johann Strauss II, the Waltz King, will continue to enchant, inspire, and remind us of the enduring power of music to touch the human soul.